All right, it's back with the Vandals. I know it's been a week. I know it has, and I feel like I've been doing this weekly rather than every other day or every 3 days like I mentioned that I wanted to do it, which sucks because I actually really enjoy doing this series with you guys. Like, this is fun. I like building a team with you guys. I like letting you decide what happens in the series and things like that. I've just been kind of managing time poorly, and I've just been kind of putting this on the back burner and focusing on other videos rather than this, which sucks because I actually really enjoy this series. So with that being said, I'm going to bring this to you guys every 2 to 3 days, guaranteed. No more lies, no more saying I'm gonna do it and not do it. This is 2 to 3 days guaranteed because I want to get through as far as we can with this series before we start another franchise series. So with that being said, if you do enjoy it, hit that thumbs up down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy the content, and as always, get in the comment section because I'm gonna be asking you guys a couple polls. I think there's gonna be some other questions that I'm gonna ask you, so I want you guys to get involved and let me know what we should do going forward with this series. All social media links are down in the description below. If you missed yesterday's video, it's gonna be on screen and in the corner. Go and give it a watch if that that kind of piques your interest. Go and give it a watch, and let's hop into it because there's a couple things we need to talk about with this series. So obviously in the last video I asked you about a poll with Wilson Contreras, and a lot of you guys said yes, trade for him. I think it was 81%, like 81% of you guys that voted. Thank you for voting, by the way, but 81% of you said yes, trade for Wilson Contreras. And like, I'm all down for that. I'm a huge Cubs fan. Wilson Contreras, one of my favorite players. The thing is, we had to give up one of our top pitching prospects in Kirby, Dunn, or Gilbert. And a lot of you guys were like, well, try to do Justice Sheffield instead and see if that works. And I've tried every different player combination under the sun to try to get this trade work. And you're not going to be able to see it really well, but the bar is like this much. I'll even get a little bit closer for you. It's like literally, it's probably like another B potential player away from making this trade happen. And unfortunately, it's just not possible anyway to make this trade happen unless I throw in a player like Shed Long. Shed Long doesn't even get this deal done. JP Crawford just barely doesn't get this deal done. So it requires one of our top players or top prospects, unless I throw in like JP Crawford and like it's gonna require like 2 A potential players along with Justice Sheffield to make this trade happen. That's basically what I'm trying to say without making it too long, and I don't want to do that. I'd rather trade one of our A potential players and then just see if that works. So I'm gonna leave this to you guys. Do we trade one of our A potential players, or do we do a different trade with one of those other catchers in Mitch Garver or Jorge Alfaro? If you guys missed the trades, go back to the other episode and give it a watch to get caught up on the trade offers, because I like the trade for Wilson. I think that adds us one of those players that's on the cusp of being like a superstar or a player that we can really build this team around. But a lot of you guys were like, trade Justice Sheffield instead and try to keep your better pitching prospects, which unfortunately isn't possible. So in the poll, in the top right hand corner, you can click that little eye icon that's on screen. Go and say yes, Wilson Contreras, or no, different catcher trade, and then we'll handle that at the next episode, where that'll be like the trade deadline, and we're gonna do like one more trade to make it happen, because I like the idea of getting a catcher. I feel like that's an area we're a little bit weak, and I feel like getting one of those good catchers in Garver, Alfaro, or Contreras would really help us out. So there's a poll for you guys. Go in the top corner. Obviously, another major issue. Malik Smith got hurt. He's out for the season. He tore his Achilles, and now we need an outfielder, right? And I gave you guys a poll saying, hey, let's pick up Yasiel Puig. Or if you guys said no, we won't pick up Yasiel Puig, you guys did vote for Yasiel Puig to bring him into the squad, and then we'll play him in right, and we'll play Mitch in center because he played about a third of his games last season in real life in center field. So I feel like he could have definitely made that switch to center field. A lot of you guys also said just call somebody up from the minors, because it seems like you're more in a tank mindset than a winning mindset, which I thought we were a little bit of a tank mindset. But when you look at where we are in the standings, we're only 4.5 games out from the division, and in the wild card we're only a half game out, which makes me think we potentially could be a playoff team in season 1. A little bit of a crazy idea, but we're not too far off. So I feel like bringing in Puig, not a terrible idea to make this happen. So I'm going to go with the poll that you guys voted for. You voted yes, bring in Yasiel Puig. Let's do it. So I had to give him a 1-year, $9 million deal, which was a lot more than I wanted to pay. But it was the only way to get him into the team. Once I get him to the majors, I'll show you that. That's what I had to offer him. 1 million, 9, or 1 year, 9 million. So he's going to be here for the rest of the season, and then probably won't bring him back. I'd rather just let, you know, Malik Smith come into the lineup, or if we can find somebody in free agency, that would work as well. So currently the lineup looks like this. I'm actually going to make a trade that I think, oh, I lied. I'm gonna ask you guys another poll. Daniel Vogelbach is having a terrible season. Absolutely atrocious. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for a couple trades, right? I'm gonna look for a couple trades with Daniel Vogelbach involved. I'm thinking about a pitcher. I'm thinking about another pitcher, especially since we're a very lefty-heavy lineup. I feel like getting rid of his bat and just, you know, maybe trying to get a pitcher, because our pitching in the bullpen is atrocious. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game, and at the end of the episode, I'm gonna ask you another poll for a couple players that we could trade for. All right, so we're actually at the All-Star break. I figured let's just kind of go to that, and let's see if we can check out if any of our players made the All-Star team. Obviously, with pitching, it doesn't really look like any of our names made it, which is disappointing because I thought some of our players did quite good, but it looks like we missed out with the starting pitcher. Same with bullpen. Based on how our bullpen's performing, it's not looking too great. Closing pitcher, kind of the same situation. Catcher, Mitch Garver's at the top for the AL. And when you look at some of our players, I don't see anybody. So, you know, nobody there. Next up, we got first base. Again, doesn't look like we have a representative for first base, which again, a little disappointing. But it is what it is. You guys can see Vogelbach and also Evan White are hanging around there. Second base, Shed Long is in the mix, but again, he's just not good, high enough to make the cut. Third base, I'm looking for Seager. He's not even in the top half of votes, so unfortunately, he's not making it. Shortstop, JP Crawford's, you know, in the mix, I guess you could say, but he's definitely not going to make the vote. Left field, we have Kyle Lewis. He's a little bit on the lower end. He's not having a bad year, just not good enough. Center field, we have Malik Smith, who was actually not doing terrible until he got injured. And in right field, our representative is going to be Mitch, who's having a killer year. 332. He has 21 home runs, 71 RBIs, and he's going to be our representative in the All-Star game. So with only one representative in the All-Star game, I feel like us playing it is a little bit of a letdown. You know, like, so I just feel like let's just move on from it. Actually, you know what? Let's play it. All right, so we're hopping into the All-Star game. We're going to be player locked as our only representative, Mitch. Mitch is our only representative, but I looked, he's actually in the MVP race. He's number 3 out of the top 3 options. So he's in the mix. I like to see that. So here we go. Let's check out the lineups. So as you can see, the lineups for both teams of the American League, you got Mitch Garver, Jose Martinez, Xander Bogaerts, Rendon, Lindor, JD Martinez, Trout, our boy Mitch. We got Bregman. And then for the National League, I didn't get over there, but you guys saw who they were. So you definitely can see who's getting involved. Dallas Keuchel's on the mound for us. And then in the National League, you've got Jacob deGrom. So I think this is going to be a really solid game. I'm actually pretty excited to try it out. I don't think I've ever really played the All-Star game before. So here we go. You got our boy right there, number 17. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. Let's get into it. All right, looks like we're going to get our first appearance in the field. I'll take that. Bottom one, you got Freddie Freeman up. And it looks like it's going to be a routine fly ball. Sorry, bud. This is mine. Oh, okay. Okay. What? What was that? What? You're just going to give us that? I get it. Xander Bogaerts was like, yo, I'm out under it, but I'm coming in. I'm coming in. Let me make the catch. It would have been an easy out. That would have been the inning. But no. Xander Bogaerts pulls off at the last second, and that happens. Nonsense. Nonsense. So it's a 1-1 ball game. Top 3. We're up to the plate now. Here we go. Who's on the mound already in the third? It's not deGrom anymore. Who is this? It is Strasburg. Okay. I was like, wait a second. I know the face. Just couldn't put it together. And that's some good contact. Good. That's definitely hitting the gap. Where is it? He takes, oh, he goes deep first pitch. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Mitch going deep. Top of the third inning. And we got the lead here. Look at that. Our boy. Our boy giving us the lead. Oh, that's what I love to see it. You gotta do the Vandals proud. There we go. Look at that. What was that? Second pitch of the at bat. Sits back on it. Takes that hanging off speed. Just takes it just barely over the wall. But hey, that's some good contact. All right. So it looks like Sonny Gray's on the mound now here in the top of the fifth. Still a 2-1 lead. Okay. Ooh, that was a nice looking fastball. I didn't think that one was going to catch the zone. So here we are. Still 2-1. And I'm liking what I'm seeing. Okay. So here we are. Oh, he's attacking that bottom half of the zone. 2 straight fastballs low and away. They called that a strike? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Come on. Alright, so now I gotta be defensive. And good squared up. Did he do it again? Is that gonna carry? Back to back jacks for Mitch. He's got 2 in the game, and it's now a 3-1 ball game. Almost identical to the last at bat. Almost the same place where the ball landed too. And talk about a ball game. Whew. Someone ate his Wheaties this morning. I mean, it's almost identical, but look at that. I thought that was going to hang a little bit too much. The other one was more of a line drive. This one, it looked like it was just going to hang too much. So here we are, 7th inning. 3-1 ball game still. Keone Kella's is in the game on the mound. And, okay, there we go. We get a ball. We finally get a pitch that's actually called a ball when it's a ball. And 1-0 count. Here we are. Can we go 3 for 3 with 3 home runs? Ooh, that was late. That was a bad swing. Oof. All right, so got a little fooled on a curveball. So let's see if we can turn this around. 1-2 count. Oh, what? Hey, get a little wild with it. 2-2 now. Can we keep this a 3 for 3 game? We go down swinging. A little late on the fastball. That's, man, I didn't think it was going to rise that much. And, oof. That's just not a good at bat. Not a good at bat. All right, 3-1 ball game. Bottom 7. We finally get another appearance in the field. And what's going to happen here? Oh, first bad step. First bad step. Come on. Where's the ball? I can't see where the ball is. What is this nonsense? What is this angle? What is going on here? I don't understand. What was that? What is that horrible angle? It just looks like fielding is just not for me. I guess it's just what a game. What a game. So the run is still on third. Let's see if we can get redemption here. Uh-oh. Again, hit deep. All right. Let's see. Hit the cutoff. In stride. I just don't think the arm's good enough. The run is our fault. 100%. Definitely should have been a ball that was caught. And now we're in a 3-2 game. Ooh. Talk about a chance to make up for it. 3-3. Archie Bradley on the mound. Here we go. Oh, just missed that. That's going to be a fly out. That's a tough at bat because that was a good pitch to hit. Ooh, that's tough. That's really tough. Ooh, we have the lead. There's 2 outs. Bases loaded. Oh boy, talk about a little bit of an environment here in this all-star game. And that should do it. We're camped out under it. There we go. We get the win. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good game right there. 4-3. We get the win, but talk of bases were loaded, 2 outs. Talk about a situation to end an all-star game. Talk about high leverage. Talk about like just a tense situation. That would have been a fun game to watch for sure. So Mitch Haniger goes 2 for 4 with 2 home runs. A couple fielding mistakes. We're just going to briefly forget those ever happened. And we're just going to keep moving forward with it. It didn't even show me the like MVP or anything like that. Player of the game was Mitch. That's tough. Where was my MVP ceremony? Where was that? Was it because I player locked? Was that why I didn't get to see any of it? Which is tough. That's definitely tough. But talk about a game. Talk about a game. That was huge. That was a good game for us. So, I mean, Ketel Marte had himself a game, 3 for 5 with a triple-double RBI. Jesse Winker had a home run as well. So there definitely was. This was a good game. 10 and 11 hits. So there we go. That's the All-Star game. Mitch doing the Vandals proud. All right, after the All-Star game, I kind of felt like this would be a good time to stop the episode. Again, not a lot of gameplay. I know a lot of you guys want to see some gameplay. You want to be immersed in this whole franchise. We got a little glimpse of what Mitch's season is looking like. It looks unbelievable. We'll take a look at his stats right here. Actually, let's look at pitching really quick because I want to talk to you guys about what we should do with this team for the rest of the season. This is where a poll is going to be involved because look at our team. I mean, you know, some decent performers in the starting rotation. Alvarez, Musgrove, Gonzalez, not having a terrible season, but I think that he's more of like maybe a 3 in the rotation along with like Alvarez and Musgrove. I think like these guys as like the 2, 3, 4 spot, really good. I think we still need an ace though. Taijuan Walker not doing fantastic. Same with Yusei Kikuchi. When you look at Graveman as a long reliever, he's not doing terrible, but he's not doing amazing either. We have Altavilla, Williams, Adams, all doing horrible. You know, the whip is through the roof. The ERA is really high. Xavier Cedeno, the whip is really high. The ERA is a little low. It's a mixed bag. You got Carl Edwards Jr., whose whip is at 2. Holy cow, that's atrocious. And then you look at Hirano, who, not terrible, only blown 3 saves. So he's actually doing quite a good job at the closing spot. Like, he's doing his job, right? But I'm looking at that bullpen. I'm like, they're probably losing us a lot of games. We need to bolster this spot. We need to figure out a way to improve that area of our team. Looking at our bench, Puig really isn't panning out well. Not doing fantastic. Tim Lopez, you got Moore, you got Walton. All these guys actually hit the ball pretty well as bench bats, as platoon players. I'm liking it. When you look at the rest of our team, Shed Long hitting 250. Okay, first season, I'll give him that. Mitch is having an MVP type season. He's actually in the race for MVP right now. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. Kyle Seager, not great, not amazing, but you know what? Would definitely make that work. This is a player I'm looking to trade. Daniel Vogelbach. I'd rather use Evan White at first and just try to find maybe a righty bat to help out with our lineup. Carlos Gonzalez, he's okay as a platoon option. We got Evan White, who's a rookie of the year candidate. Like, he's actually doing quite well. 826 OPS. You got an average at 280. His on base percentage is 360. Like, he's having a good year. Love to see it. JP Crawford's hitting almost 275, 274. Like, he's actually having quite a good season too. So we might have found our shortstop for the future. Kyle Lewis, 260 with 10 home runs, 51 RBIs. And then Austin Nola, Tom Murphy, been kind of like a platoon catcher situation. It's okay, right? Overall, I really want to change the bullpen. But the poll is, I know I said I was going to do a poll for a reliever. I lied. I'm not going to do that because I already have a trade that I want to do that is actually going to help us out. But this is the poll I'm going to ask you guys because some of you guys were thinking we weren't a playoff team. And to be honest, when I started the series, I didn't think we were going to be a playoff team. But as you can see, we're 9.5 games out in the division. And then we're in the wild card spot. And you can tell it's a really tight race. You know, there's within 3 games, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams, right? 6 teams are in the wild card. We're at the trade deadline day, essentially. Do we try to make the playoffs this year? That's the poll question. Do we try to make the playoffs or do we tank? So if we tank, what I'll do at the trade deadline episode is I will like make a bunch of trades. I'll get rid of some of the players in our team, like Vogelbach. I'll get rid of, Carlos Gonzalez, players like that. You look at some of our pitchers. I'll probably end up trading Kikuchi. I'll probably start trading away players that I feel like just won't be on the team anymore. Maybe even trade Puig, Carlos Gonzalez. We'll look at like maybe Hirano, players like that, just so that we can tank or we try to push for the playoffs, and then I'll make a trade to try to improve the team. So that's where I'm going to leave it for now. So the one trade that I do want to make is for Daniel Vogelbach. And what I'll usually do is each season I'll make one trade that I feel like I want to do for the team. And I feel like for the long term, picking up a relief pitcher, Yohan Lopez, he's 27, 76 overall, B potential, got good per nines, right? He's got a good ERA, a good whip. I feel like adding him to the team, to the bullpen, is really going to help us out. Not just this year, but for the foreseeable future. This is the trade I'm going to make, and that's the one trade for this season that I feel like is going to really help us out in the long run rather than, you know, just this season alone. So we're going to leave it there, and that is that. So again, guys, vote for those 2 polls. Do we go for that catcher that I mentioned in Wilson Contreras, or vote no? And then also in the top right hand corner, there's gonna be another poll that you guys need to go back and vote for. Do we go for the postseason or do we tank? Let me know in both of those polls, and that's where we're gonna end today's episode. Again, guys, I know you want to see some gameplay, you want to get immersed in this franchise, and we're gonna do that starting next episode. I've got a bunch planned for you guys. Like, we're gonna start probably doing, I'll probably do the trade deadline to start the episode. Then we'll handle, maybe we actually play Ohtani. Actually, we'll probably start the episode with this game against the Angels. We'll do the trade deadline, and then I might do some highlights for the month of August, and then September will be the last episode of the season. So we probably have 2 more episodes just this season, and then going forward, we'll start to kind of extend this series out where we start doing like 1 episode per month, and that way we can get like really immersed in this franchise. So guys, trust me, the series is going to start popping off. I'm really going to start uploading it quite a bit. I'm excited to do this. I want you guys to be excited as well. So make sure you vote in the polls. Make sure you get involved in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. I've read every single comment you guys have posted on this series, starting with episode 1 to the last episode. I'm seeing what you guys are saying. I'm trying to take it in consideration. So let's keep this series going. I hope you did enjoy today's video. Thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel if you're new and enjoy MLB content. And I will catch you all in the next one. That's about it, guys. 2 videos on screen now. Go and give them a watch if you haven't seen them, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.